Hi babies, it's Maya. I just wanted to pop in before this episode starts and give a little content warning because we talk about some things that might be triggering for other people revolving around drug use, sexual assault, abuse, and rape. But this is an episode that I'm very proud of and I'm very excited for you guys to listen to. Please let me know what you think, but viewer discretion is advised. Thanks!
You are listening to Endless, Nameless.
Not board short, maybe that's not the right word. You know what I'm talking about, like cargo kind of short. Like I just bought shorts like that.
I think
Like the fit is not my favorite.
They need to be like a bit of like a higher waist, I think.
Yeah.
And then like
He doesn't know he's getting.
He
doesn't know he's
I
getting
swear
roasted.
He's wearing the same top as it.
also the shoes. Why are you wearing Skechers?
Yeah,
be for real.
maybe make it like a
There's
if you're
better
giving
options.
like
Black
if you're giving
socks?
like after sun Paul Mescal dad, then you can have the socks up a little higher. I'd switch them for jeans, and maybe he can keep the t-shirt.
Maybe keep the t-shirt. I would say a jean short.
I'm not a fan of the hat.
Don't
The
wear
hat
black
was like
socks.
a pig.
But I swear, was
thing.
there not a pig on his shirt? Was it not the same
Oh,
thing?
was he serving
Okay,
pig?
shame.
He was
Often.
serving. He was serving pig.
I don't know. What if he like works at like a pig restaurant? I don't know where they serve pig.
Pig restaurant.
Pork?
Pork. Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
Like I'm not gonna ever get over pig restaurant. That's so crazy. But there's not like a restaurant that just serves pig.
Yeah, there is. There has to be. But there's a restaurants that serve their steakhouses.
Maybe he works at like a
Our voices have such a different timbre
They
to
do.
them. It's actually insane when I hear
didn't
it.
realize it until I listened to it.
I just have like a very distinct voice.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's
I didn't
about.
realize that I was so like, like when I talk.
No, you talk like a little wispy. Like that's but like that's not a bad thing.
I just kind of sound like a stoner like a lot of the time.
I'm always sitting there. I'm like, hot dogs, get your hot dogs.
And I'm just like, dude, that's so crazy.
Oh my
More
fucking
people have
God.
been in space than in the
ocean. She said that more people have been in space than in the ocean.
Oh god.
All right, girl.
What?
Scooby and
Yeah.
Shaggy.
Wait, you're Shaggy.
I'm Shaggy.
I'm the dog.
So mean. That's so like when you're playing house and you make the ugly kid the
Oh,
dog.
literally. Wow. Thanks, guys.
I didn't make her scrappy.
Huh?
Scrappy? Gus is Scrappy.
Oh, Scrappy Doo.
So mean.
Who else would he be?
Have you not watched the Scooby-Doo movie?
No, I haven't watched anything Scooby Doo.
Oh.
You don't know Scooby Doo like that?
No, I'm not.
There's
even on-
Fred, there's Velma, there's Daphne,
I do know them.
Shaggy, and Scooby.
The girl who can't find her glasses.
Velma, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd you look at me? I'm obviously Shaggy.
Okay.
Like,
No, you actually are. Like, I'm-
so obviously. I would eat dog food.
you would. By accident or on purpose.
On purpose. Sometimes those bacon strips, you know, the
No,
ones
they-
that look,
they do look
They
good.
look a little bit too yummy.
We should start the episode though.
Hi guys, my name is Maya Jones, and I'm the daughter of a rapper.
And I'm Gabriellarigakos, and I'm a daughter of a frat boy. And with us today, we have another daughter of a frat boy, Maeve Casaletto.
Maeve Casaletto is in the house. Welcome to Endless Nameless.
Yes.
And welcome to the Maeveisode.
This is the
Thank you for
Maeveisode.
having me.
Thank
I'm
you
so
for
excited.
coming.
No, it's gonna be great. There's a lot to get into.
There's a lot to get into.
Sorry, they're coming to arrest us.
Yeah, they're so mad because I started eating dog food outside.
This is literally how they're gonna pull up to the TIFF building when TIFF happens and we're in there pulling hella
Yeah.
shenanigans.
No, exactly.
Allegedly. We need to wait.
Oh.
All right.
Well, another day.
Yeah.
Another day in Nefarious King Street.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we call it, nefarious.
If like the podcast was like a comic book, it would enter with like the yellow bar being like another day on Nefarious King Street, and then it's like our goofy ass.
No, it would literally be
skipping
like
around.
Batman Year One. If anyone
Yeah.
knows Batman Year One, that's exactly how it would be. Thank you. But we need to get to the point.
To get to the point, we were just talking about how good Beggin' strips look.
Yeah, how good bacon strips look and how I would eat it.
Yeah.
Would you eat it?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a dog treat. Like it looks.
I mean,
like
I don't think personally I'd be eating dog treats, but
so I'm the only freak who would
I would
try.
have a bite.
Okay.
I'd have a bite.
Okay, let's
I'd have
go.
a bite.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
go.
so as previously mentioned, daughter of a frat boy,
yes.
long lore. So basically, me and Maeve are the reboot of like an original 90s show starring our dads. So our dads were besties for
they grew up on the
MCs.
same street.
Yeah, and they didn't go to the same university, but they were in. Was he in the frat? He was in the frat.
They were in the frat together. They were in the frat.
Good. I need to fact check because I did.
Because I think
Yeah.
it was a. Can I say names or
I don't know of like people
of
who
like
were in
the
it.
universities?
It was.
I mean, it's no diss.
No, it isn't. It was like U of T.
Yeah, my
Where
dad went.
else
To, my
would there
dad
be a
went to
frat
Ryerson.
here?
That's
So I
Yeah.
guess they did them together.
Yeah, and
Which
that's
is-
true.
yeah.
And like my mom went to Ryerson. There's a whole lore. Like my mom met my dad through your dad.
Yeah.
So that's there you go. But like guys, like it is.
We're
actu-
like really interconnected.
It's actually
and now we
ins-
live together.
no, actually.
That's so wild.
But like we knew each other from the beginning though.
Yes.
We did. And
There's pictures of us as like little babies hanging out.
I know,
It's
we
pretty
hung
cute.
out a lot when we were kids, but then we got
Yeah.
older, not as much.
Because I was cursed to grow up here, and you were cursed to grow up in
Yeah,
Mississauga.
there's a different curse that we both have. Like one day I'm gonna get into my high school antics, but today is for your high school antics. We're gonna talk about that. Is there anything else I need to bring up about the lore? I don't believe so. No. I think
Wait.
that's it. We just exist in the same place.
Are you guys the same age?
No, she's
we're
year
like a
older.
few months apart, but I'm
Okay.
older.
No,
Okay.
she's late 01. I'm early
Yeah.
02, so it's basically
Okay,
the same
word.
age.
When's your
honestly.
Yeah.
birthday?
November 4th.
A Scorpio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sun, Gemini, Moon, Aries rising.
Oh my god.
In case you were wondering.
I don't know. That just
Damn.
sounds
It's
slay.
pretty
I know-
chaotic.
Gemini
it's pretty
moon
chaotic.
is wild. I have a
Yeah.
Gemini Venus, and I'm
Okay.
always in pain.
Gemini anything.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
No, exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Damn. Okay, wait. I want to know about like the early days though. Like, what was like? Did you guys?
us?
Yeah. Did you guys have like
We would do, like-
shenanigans? Like,
We
did
do
you
like
guys?
holidays together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you would come up to my cottage
remember that the
and we would
most.
hang out.
I
and
remember
play
I have a-
games and
yeah.
stuff.
No, I literally have a vivid memory of like the upstairs in your cottage was being renovated and we weren't allowed to go up there because it
Yeah.
was dangerous. And then my mom told me that if I go up there, Darth Vader's gonna get me. And then I actually, so then I was like sleeping in the living room facing where it was being renovated. So I'd have dreams that Darth Vader would come down and like kill me. And that's why that scene in Rogue One scares the shit out of me, where where he like ignites. That's how my dreams were.
No.
So when I saw that, I was like, ooh.
Oh, that's
Anyways.
terrifying.
Yeah, we have to try not to talk about Star Wars challenge.
Yeah. Like challenge failed within the first 5 minutes.
No, actually.
Yeah,
within the first
actually.
time.
Actually.
But yeah, we did that. We did the Greek Easter
Oh
documentary.
yeah, we made like little videos.
You made
Yes.
a doc about Greaster?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. We made a documentary. I have it on DVD about me and basically everyone who was there, and just like Greek Orthodox Easter at
Yeah.
my aya's house, chilling, eating, interviewing our dads who like could not give up the bit for the life of them. They were really
It's
unserious.
the frat boy, like it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away, and
The
it's
frat
kind of
boy, once the frat
hereditary.
boy's in you, like you can't take it
Yeah.
out.
They would like not like I'd be like, okay, here's the question, how do you feel about Easter? And then my dad would be like, okay, so back in the day, like they would show me like things on the walls that like they
Yeah.
inscribed.
Oh my God.
Your dad's like, this is ancient hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
It was like I don't even know. But
Is the frat boy like hereditary? Like, do you guys feel like frat boys a little bit?
Sometimes
I do. We do.
We do have
We're the most girliest frat boys.
Yeah, we really are.
No, I do.
I don't really know like much about frats. Like, you don't have to be.
You have
You
to
know
like
what?
you have to like get into them and be approved. Like I swear, it's like a
Yeah.
choosing
Yeah.
process.
It's
Like
kinda
not
like a-
everybody can get into the frat.
I was gonna like rush as a bit like last year.
Oh my God.
And like, but a majority of it is kind of just like networking for like
Yeah.
especially for like the sororities. Like the sororities are crazy because they'll be doing like tea parties and like
Oh my God.
movie nights, and you have to like
Ew.
within the first like 3 things you have to like get somebody in there to like you and to be able to go further.
Interesting.
It's crazy. It's literally networking.
It's like literally like high school girls who are mean and like elementary school girls.
No, like if
they,
you're
like,
nursing, you
created
go
a-
into the sorority.
No,
Like that's just how it
Yeah,
is.
Exactly.
No, but I have like a big bombshell announcement to make though about that. Like I asked my dad about that the other day. He's like, it low-key wasn't even a frat. Like we just like wanted to hang out. So we got a group.
Well, apparently they all slept in like one room on mattresses on the floor.
No, my dad never. He lived at his parents' house at the time. But like I was like, so like what would I did ask the question like, how do you go about that? And he's like, I don't know. We just like one day we're a frat. Like we came together and it was really just to hang out with the homies.
So they had a
wasn't,
club.
Like, it was basically a club.
had a
He's
club.
like, I never did any of those weird like inauguration. What are those called?
Okay, but how come my dad talks about running down Yonge Street naked to get into
but
the
that's just I think something
in the middle
that's
of the
just-
winter?
Yeah,
in
I
a
don't
blizzard.
know. Yeah, I think my dad's trying to like protect his name, being like we didn't like assault people so that they could get in because it's definitely not the vibe of what it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
for
feel like that's
sure.
kind of,
It's like the whole
a
hazing
movie
thing.
stereotype thing.
Yeah, maybe
I
that
don't
like
really
happens
know.
in the States. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
about
it
that.
still happens in the States. I don't know if they really are doing
But
that.
if they're
I feel
doing
like
it
they
in
just
the
get you drunk as fuck. Is like,
But they
you
enjoy
know?
doing that anyways, I think. So, but no, it was like he's like I don't even know if it still existed. Like we just created it to hang out, and I was like, okay. Like they wanted like a formal like way to be with the homies.
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
and, like get school funding.
I
or
mean,
whatever
like
the fuck.
that's literally what we're doing.
No, that actually is like we're doing that in different ways.
Yeah, that's why you guys are the reboot.
We
Like,
actually are the reboot. We're like the girl reboot because we have
Yeah.
to like make it more like diverse. Like we need
Just more
girls this
cunty.
time.
Yeah.
Like, we need to make it more cool.
Yeah.
So. And then now
and
we're
then you
ending up
add
here.
like new side characters.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
who are these kids?
No,
Like,
it's crazy. And I
Yeah.
meet people a lot that like I still like. There's people like friends that I have that like their dads hung out with my dad and your dad too.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's actually the Toronto lore for me. Even though I grew up in Mississauga, kind of runs.
It
goes
runs
deep.
deep.
Yeah.
It really runs deep.
But you were here your whole life.
Oh,
born and raised here.
born and raised here in the East End,
Yes.
Victoria Park.
Yeah.
That was my hood.
I don't remember if I ever went to your house, like ever in my life. Maybe when
Maybe.
you were living somewhere else.
Maybe like my childhood home, which was
Yeah.
like right in the heart of the beaches.
Yeah. So we gotta get into it. We gotta talk about
yeah, like that's just
Why am I here?
I'm so interested because like that's a completely. I did not grow up in Toronto. I grew up in Brantford. It sucks. If you know what it is, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so like I had like completely different high school experience.
Yeah.
So I'm so interested to hear like.
Oh,
what
it's
you
really
did.
something.
No, yeah.
It's
so
really
Maeve
something.
went to an East End arts high school.
I
that
did.
will remain unnamed. Ninth grade, right out the gate. Like, how did you feel when you walked in there?
Immediately I knew that I like felt different than anyone else, that I was like behind. Like kind of like, how do I put here? I need to think about
behind
this for a second.
in what way? Like, what were they
Like
doing that they were
socially?
ahead of you?
Yeah, like everyone had already been to a party, everyone had already tried drugs, everyone had already been drinking, having
At
sex,
14,
whatever.
13 and 14.
And I was like, it was like I was in a new world. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is my chance to like be cool and like fit in.
yeah.
But I felt like ages behind everybody else.
Yeah.
And I was just, I need to think about how to say this better.
No, I think you're painting a picture.
Yeah, I think that really.
I
makes
do already
sense.
know a little bit, but Maya is new to it. So
Yeah, I'm new to all the Maeve lore.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think you went to like Catholic school stuff before, like on and off.
Yeah, like I grew up going to a Catholic elementary school.
Okay.
And then I started at the arts high school. And I remember like my first day, I saw who eventually became my first boyfriend, like throwing up in a trash can. And I was just like,
You
okay.
saw him and you were
He's
like,
the one.
I was like,
the
yeah. I was like, weird, okay. And just like everyone was partying. Everyone was like already friends. Like people knew each other going into high school. And I kind of like, I mean, I was from the East End already, but it was kind of a full new world for me. Like I had never
Yeah.
taken the subway until I
Oh,
started high
really?
school.
That's
It's like I knew my
interesting.
pocket of my life in this little
Yeah. But
area. And then I get there and I'm like, whoa.
You did not know Beyond Broadview.
I don't know. Like they would take me to like, I remember someone took me to On Its Eds once. And I was like, I am like in a different world.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know.
I
I'm
didn't get to
so
go.
I didn't get
blessed.
to go.
Like,
I
and now I
think
live near there, and it's like
Yeah.
this is nothing to me.
No, I know.
But-
it is a thing of like even when I moved here too, and I was like in the city, I was like, whoa. And when I would come down to Toronto to visit my dad's side, it's always like, oh wow, I need to live
Yeah.
here. We obviously have different opinions about that now. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
love talking about Toronto.
Yeah, no, you're a kid, and then it's just like the city seems so huge.
Yeah.
And now that I've grown up, I'm like, it's actually really small.
But you're going in and you're like excited. It's
Yeah,
high
like it's
school,
new,
you're, like-
and it's like, you know, I went through a lot when I was a kid, and I was like really excited to have like a new start, and I was really
Yeah.
eager to make friends, and I think I was like very naive and like very impressionable. And I latched on to a group of people and certain people from that group of people who ended up not being very great. And it kind of led to this whole lore of like Toronto's toxic, and it just led to me realizing a lot of things about the city that I still question to this day. Like, is this normal? Like, is this like wanting to do things so young and like wanting to grow up when you're like 14 years old and act like you're 25? Like, is that something that just happens here, or is that something that happens everywhere?
Like, I mean, I had a very different experience where like I didn't really have that, but like when I got into grade 9, I knew that like same thing, there was a group of people who were all friends before, and they were all like partying and they were drinking and whatever, and like I was not really like interested in that personally, because I was just like, I was very behind like developmentally. Like I was still watching edits, and like I was still like reading fanfic. I mean,
I was still making edits.
Yeah, like I was like kind of just like that. But my sister is in grade 9 now, and she is like kind of, not to like air her shit out, but like it's like she's definitely like around people who are like kind of experiencing that like euphoria high ass lifestyle.
No, I sometimes when I'm watching Euphoria, it kind of triggers me because I'm like, it's too much. Like,
I know for people who've been through that same type of thing, it's a lot, because it does very like, not to gas Sam Levinson up, like I do not like that man that much, but it does explain like the emotion of all of that chaos, I feel like. But like for me too, it like, I don't know if I just like wasn't in the right crowd for the mess, but I kind of went to high school and I'm like, you guys are boring. Like I really had like, because high school always feels like this brand new start, I guess, but you like were able to like, I don't know, there's, I guess like that stuff, it's kind of glorified in a way, like growing up quick and all of that. And I, you know, I like, we like talked a little bit at the time, and I saw what you're doing, and I was like, cool. Like, I didn't know the details of it. I didn't know like genuinely what it was.
I feel like a part of me like really just wanted to be accepted and be cool and like have people like me, and like that was like my driving force at the time. And then I meet these people who are like ages ahead of me, partying, doing drugs, drinking. They can go out at all hours of the night. Like I had like a fucking after school, like I had to be home at like 6 p.m. Like, and I'm like, this is crazy, but I want to fit in. Like I wanted to be with them so badly, and I wanted to be liked so badly. And you get caught up in this like, oh, I just want to be accepted, and I want to like go along with everybody. But then we're at like bars when I'm 15 years old.
Yeah, so like,
you know, like it's like, how did I end up here?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like there's just like people were already doing that, and people were already, I mean,
in
I
like
feel like
9th grade.
Yeah, like I feel like it started as like the occasional house party, and like, but people were still doing suspicious stuff. Like there were drugs there when I was really young. There was like drinking. But then like I feel like once I hit grade 10, like people started like going to the bars and buying fake IDs, and there was like certain spots around the city where you could like get a picture for really cheap, and like you know, I had my freaking Manitoba ID. Like I feel like my first ID was like Michigan or something. But like nobody ever
Did you
really
have like a McLovin ass
it
ID?
looks like that. It's like the back is blank. Like but like people were letting me into the bar when I got braces. I'm 15 years old. Like but nobody ever really stopped to be like, no like bouncer or bartender or person that was like out with us, because there were adults that were like hitting the bars with us, and
really
like
damn,
and nobody
like grown-ass men,
like grown-ups
who
who would be like, oh my god, like how did you get in here, haha, and that'd be like the end of it.
Oh no.
And they'd party with us.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Which I look
just,
back on
can't
now,
even.
like
that's like when
I
you're
would
in that
never
age, you're
at
like,
this age.
I'm cool, but like
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
I'm like, if I see a pipsqueak at the bar, like leave.
I'd be like, get out.
Yeah.
No, like
if
what are you
somebody
doing? I'm
came
not
up to me and was like,
chilling
oh,
with
I'm
you.
15, and I'd be like, go home.
Yeah,
Don't you have school tomorrow?
No,
Like,
literally, like
got
call
school in the
your
morning.
mother.
yeah,
Like,
where does your mom think you are right now?
Yeah.
Because my mom did not know where I was.
And it's crazy.
No, neither.
There is like people in this city who are just vibing with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that we're enabling the situation.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're literally going to hell. Like, you're going to hell. Like, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Like, are you just
and
an
it was
idiot?
just normal.
Like,
I know.
Like, I never questioned it. I thought I was cool, obviously. Like, I think I'm here, like, no, I'm just mature. Like, they would tell me I'm mature. So I'm like, oh, no, I can just
Like
fit
the
in.
adults
Like,
would tell you?
Yeah, like, they would be like, oh, my God, like, I would have never guessed, like, that you were, like, 16. And I'm like, I have braces.
You did look like you were 16 at the time.
No, and I
Like,
did. Like, it's not like I looked like I do now,
Yeah.
you know? And even now, it's like the things that I was doing, I wouldn't do now. Like,
Yeah.
hang out with strangers, like, going places with strangers, like, with people I knew. But it's like, we were all, my friends and I, we were all young. We were all, like, 15, 16, 17, hanging out with adults. And it was never questioned.
Yeah,
Ever.
within the social
Yet there
circle.
were adults that like knew about it too, like parents of people I was hanging out with.
That's a weird thing too, because I know your
yeah.
parents would not let that slide.
No, my parents, because I kept my parents in the dark about
Yeah.
all of it, because I wanted, my parents pushed a curfew on me so hard, and I used to fight them so hard. I'm like, you don't understand, but everybody else gets to go out. Like, what do you mean I have to leave the party at 11:30? Like, it's not. That's when it starts getting fun.
I
like,
know.
exactly.
So I used to just like say I was sleeping over somewhere and just
That-
like go out.
Yeah, I
Like-
think like it's just like so interesting when you like tell me these things, because then I like think of it from like my perspective, where I literally had the opposite and nothing was happening, nowhere was cool. Like, there was parties, but they weren't good. Like, you know, like they were.
No,
and I
like-
just like think about the fact, I'm like, if I was a kid, like I would do, like I literally would probably do the same thing, just
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you're
because
young and you're dumb.
I
like,
look
Yeah.
back and I'm like, what the fuck was I
Yeah.
doing? But then I'm like, I have to give myself credit at the same time, because like I'm just a kid.
No,
Yeah.
you do. Like,
Like-
it's sitting there like it's just a situation like anyone.
It's like, who
your
do you
child.
really
like that
blame?
impressionable, and then you're given like this open access to the city where
Yeah.
there's so many things, there's so much shit you can get into. Like, Southern Ontario, that was just not the case. Like, there were parties, but they were in an open field.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Right.
like the thing to do was like go to the Walmart parking lot, browse around
Yep.
Shoppers, drink or like smoke weed like under a bridge.
Yeah, and it's
in
like
a
it's like, you
field,
know, every teenager wants to go to the bar and wants to do these things, but like
Yeah.
not everybody has access to them. And
Yeah.
I wonder, because of course, like a small town thing, I don't expect this to be going on. But like, what about like New York City? Is that like is
And
the
other
same thing?
cities. I feel like it
has
or is it
to.
like Toronto just like epically sucks?
No,
Like,
is there just something about it where these like pools of people like are created? Because you were like running with the crowd.
Yeah.
With you want to get into kind of like 11th grade and
Yeah. I mean, let's just get right into it. My first boyfriend that I had was somebody I met at who were complicated people.
yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
There were a lot of people who cared about image, who cared about being cool and popular, and I think put that before the well-being of other people.
Yeah.
And used manipulation to get what they want and to move up and move forward within that like cool scene sphere or whatever. And like I remember my first boyfriend had a problem with drugs, and so did the next kind of boyfriend that I had as well. And they were like besties, and we would all hang out together, and me and all my friends. And like I do have a memory of like being in grade 9, like right when I started, and getting in an Uber after school to like go somewhere to hang out with them and whatever. And they were not only like doing drugs, like doing coke in the washroom and stuff, but like they took it into the Uber with us and were doing it in the back of the Uber. Like me and like these other girls were there, and then these two guys, and they like gave one to the Uber driver and he did one, and then like we kept, and I remember sitting there and being like,
Damn.
how did I'm 14, I'm like, how did I end up here?
That's
And then little did I know that I would like eventually just really come to not only trust these people, but like base a lot of my self-worth on them as well. Like I really wanted my first boyfriend to like me so much, and like when he didn't, like that was devastating for me. And I did the most to try to get these people to like accept me and think of me, just because I feel like the whole time I just wanted to be accepted. And then
Many high schoolers do.
Yeah,
As most
which
do.
then I like
common.
yeah, because and you're impressionable, and it's like I just
Yeah.
want you to like me, even though you're obviously not someone I should be around.
Yeah.
But you're 14, you don't know that.
No, exactly.
And
like
then
your
eventually,
brain
like-
chemistry is so messed up at that
Yeah.
age. Like I look back at things that I did that weren't even
No.
that serious, and I'm like, why was it like the end of the world?
It,
I
it
know.
truly was
I
the end of
thought
the
it was
world
gonna,
for me.
like, go
I was like, if I don't end up
insane.
with this first boy that I randomly just met, like
yeah, no,
2 months ago, like it's
literally
over for
had
me.
the same thing. Like I would like if I did not get the attention of a specific man, like that was over.
Yeah.
And it's like what
why
are you doing?
because
You're
it's
also-
like that's like built into girls at a young age.
Yeah.
Like you have to like find your man quick.
Yeah.
Time's running out.
no,
like
literally, like you're like 14.
like if
and
you're not
like,
lovable
liquid
and you're
smooth
not
at
like deemed
14.
attractive and
Yeah.
guys aren't giving you attention, like you're literally scum.
no,
Get out.
exactly.
Actually, that's actually how it was. But I like reverted in high school to like kind of the opposite, where I'm like, I'm not talking to anyone and I hate all the boys here, and I probably like blocked myself off from relationships because I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck all of you,
Because-
because it's literally either or. Like that's how it's presented to you.
It really
Like,
is. It's like
Yeah.
you're either completely cut off or you have to throw yourself into it.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know, like it's again the opposites game of
And like like I had like a serious emo phase with it when I was in high school, and it was
talk about
It
that.
was like a direct response to like the situation that I was in. Like I felt like if I came off as kind of scary and dark and I dressed in all black and I looked mean as I walked through the hallways, and like the boys would find me cool and the boys would find me like interesting and the girls would be scared of me, and that felt safe and like rewarding to me. Like I'm safe in this little bubble when people are afraid of me.
yes, that was
And
definitely
like
me
that was
too.
my way to like reflect.
That was me too. I really felt like I had to be like tough
Yeah.
to like deal with like all the things, and like
Because you get pushed around.
because
Otherwise.
if you're not being like liked by boys, you're being hated by boys.
Yeah.
So there would be like shit about me too, and like they'd like talk about me, and like I felt like I had to like double down and be like, and fuck you and fuck your mom and everything and blah blah
Yeah.
blah, and like look mean as shit and like talk rude.
Yeah.
But then like at the same time, the boys, like even if the boys like you, they're not actually nice to you.
No.
Like the only thing they're thinking about is sex.
Yeah.
And like that is like the most driven thing. Like I'm, especially the boys I went to school with, it's like we're gonna do the most to give you the attention that you want so that we get this thing in return.
Yeah, which is a terrible thing.
Literally
Yeah.
psychological warfare.
No, actually.
And you think that like by putting yourself like out there and being, oh, I'm gonna sexualize myself and I'm gonna like dress for the boys and wear a
Yeah.
crop top today at school, like that
Yeah.
is what's gonna give me this attention that's gonna make me feel good.
Yeah, and then it just like
But
gets
it's
so
not.
much worse. Like I feel like even recently too, because like I remember like reaching a point where I was like maybe like 15, 16, starting to like try and sexualize myself and like thinking it was so empowering and
Yeah.
thinking I was like, oh,
But
I
it's
can
like,
like
you're a
take
kid.
it back. But it's like you don't understand like all the nuances and like
Yeah.
discrepancies behind that. Like it's actually not. You're 16. Like
And people
girl,
try to tell
don't.
you, but like it doesn't click. Like
Yeah,
it definitely
it really
didn't click for
doesn't.
me, and
No.
didn't click until I was like this age,
No,
like in my
literally.
20s, to be like,
Yeah.
men are predators.
Yeah.
Most of them are. Like you have to be on alert, and you can't just give yourself away.
No, it's literally
Yeah.
so
because they are
gross.
willing to do the most to trick you into getting what they want.
But when
It's
you're
so
like
gross.
a teenager, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna find this like one true
like the first guy
love,
that like
whatever
is
the
nice
fuck.
to me, it's like this is it.
This is
Yeah.
it. Like no, for real. Like
no one ever
lock me
taught. No
in.
one ever gave me the conversation. Like there are things that men can be capable of that are really scary.
Yeah.
Like nobody ever
They don't-
really.
No one does that. It's
No.
ridiculous.
They talk about
Yeah.
kind of maybe like the physical things, but I feel like men it's just way more emotional than they like give themselves credit for.
Yeah.
They can be emotional terrorists.
Yeah.
They literally can.
It's literally like I like
Yeah.
actually like get like physically repulsed when I remember like the mind games that
Yeah.
I was put through in high school. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
And that's like what ended up happening to me.
Yeah.
Like once I kind of moved on from this first boyfriend that I had, the next guy that I was with, like he kind of came into my life like at a time where I was not doing well, and I was like didn't have many friends at the school I was going to, and I had just broken up with this
Is this in
first
11th
guy.
grade?
This is like 10th grade.
Okay.
Right before I kind of I left that art school
because you switched schools.
because I ended up having to leave because it was so ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no,
but yeah, and he, how do I put it? Let me think about this for a sec.
we gotta think.
He came into my life in such a difficult time and would say things to me like, I like know what's right for you and who your real friends are, and you know I was the one that was always there for you, and like I was with you when nobody was there for you, and at such a young age you develop a bond with this person that you think that you can trust,
Yeah.
and you think that you love them,
that like vibe where it's like
and
it's
it's like
you and
they-
me against the world.
exactly.
Ugh.
Like it's like
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says, like it's us, like whatever, and that can be like such a dangerous thing, especially if you have this trust and like love in the hands of a person who is not using it the right way. And like this, how do I put this? Ended up like spiraling into a very abusive relationship. But meanwhile, this kind of abusive relationship was going on with multiple different girls at the same time. Like dozens of girls were hearing the same things and the same manipulations from the same guy
while you were dating him.
Yeah, and it was kind of
the second boyfriend.
Yeah, and it was kind of always known about this guy that like there was always rumors like when we started high school, like, oh, he's a little pushy. You know, he's a little aggressive when someone would be like, oh, he was a little aggressive when I hooked up with him. Or like, you know, things like that where it was like these seeds were being planted until he finally did do something to a girl that was like in our grade and that we were around and whatever. And everyone kind of just dismissed it. Like it was kind of just known in the air, like, oh yeah, he's a little aggressive. Like he kind of did something weird, but we don't really know what happened, you know, because we're all 14 and nobody really cares to get to the bottom of this and like question him because
it's
he
really
was
easy to be like,
and he was also really cool. Like at the time, like everybody thought this guy was the shit. Everybody wanted to go where he was going. Couldn't go to a bar unless he said we were going to this bar first. It was like, it was very much like he was on top and everyone else kind of followed. And he had his like little minions of friends that would like follow him everywhere and do shenanigans. And it was all about girls and drugs and partying. And it was like nothing that I really wanted to be around, but I wanted to be around him. So it's like I'm just constantly seeing these things that I'm not supposed to see at a young age. But he's also the same age as me too.
Right.
But he was also signed to a very big music label. And he was
in Canada.
Yeah, in Canada, and
Like
he was getting
one of
his
the biggest.
and he was getting his career off the ground and
he was
making
just, like,
music, and he was
like,
actually
like
you know,
I knew about him. And
everybody knew about it.
I didn't
like
live
he was very
here.
popular, which also resulted in him having a lot of connections. You see a lot of shit, and like the relationship just ended up becoming so destructive because it was an abuse of power. I would say, like I let him have so much power over me, and it really just spiraled.
Yeah.
And it becomes a lot deeper than just like, oh, like I had like this like shitty boyfriend. It's like, no.
Especially
like,
when
there
it's
was
like
more
a person
happening.
of that stature who's like
who has like
almost a local celebrity.
some of
like
like the biggest influences on like your whole circle.
And you're
Yeah.
also 16 too,
Yeah.
which is like, this is like the end of the freaking world. If I can't
It
go to the
is,
party
like-
and I missed out on the party, like I'm like crying. Like it's like, it's over.
No, I know. And it's like, it is so easy. Like, it's a completely different thing in where I was from. But like for like these guys, like who in high school, who everyone knows are actual predators, like literal psychopath
nobody
predators.
cares.
And then they'd be like, and I'd be like hearing all this stuff about like girls telling me about literal assaults. And I'd be like, dude, like do something. But at the end of the day, like I kind of would be like pushing like, guys, like we need to do something about this. But even when girls tried to do something about it,
They're like,
Yeah.
shut
it
down.
nothing ever happened.
And like that's exactly what ended up happening too.
Yeah.
Is like a few years down the line, like I ended up, we had such like a tumultuous relationship, and like, but I was so wrapped up in it, and I kept going back every time he would do something messed up and like hurt me, because you know I just wanted things to work so badly. And you trust somebody, and somebody genuinely convinces you that they're the only person that knows what your best interest is,
Like actual
and
manipulation.
like and then you trust somebody. And so there was a point, I think it was like, it must have been in grade 12, where there was like some girls who came to me and were like, this guy did something to us and we're gonna post about it, and if you do it too, like it'll really get him, you know, like we would really like you to do that. But at the time I was kind of conflicted about it, because it was believable to me. Like I wasn't, when I heard that, I wasn't like, yeah, like whatever. Like I was like, that could genuinely be something that he did. Like that doesn't surprise me. But I was still so like in the loop of like,
you were in the spiral of people
you
at the
get,
time.
like,
Yeah.
blinded by like, 'cause
Exactly.
It's not just like the influence of the world around you too. It's like, oh, I also like.
It's also
am
like
kind of in like a first love situation.
yeah, and
too.
like my entire life is wrapped up in your life. Like your friends are my friends.
Right.
We went to the same school. We go to the same places. Like, you know, like he met my family. I took him on vacations. I took him to New York. We did so much together. It's like
Yeah.
I've built a relationship with this person,
Right.
who I think loves and cares about me. But I ended up doing it. I ended up posting that back in, that was probably like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
But like nobody was ready to hear it at that point. Like it was not like, it didn't go over well. Like it not only pissed him off, but pissed all of my friends off who were his friends. And then my friends who weren't his friends were also mad at me because he ended up convincing me that the only way I'd be able to get his forgiveness was to post a poster for his show like that coming weekend.
What the hell?
And like he went on this whole thing of like like I was gonna be dead to him like unless like I
Unless
did
you
this thing for
promote the
him like, and that would be the way to like.
But when you think about that, like that's like it's not even that he cared about the promo. It was probably that he wanted you
to humiliate
seem,
myself.
Yeah.
seem
Which I did
unreliable.
because I ended up doing it.
Oh, you did.
And I did, and then everyone was mad at me. Everyone hated me. It was like the craziest week of my life where like everybody on his side was like, why would you post that in the first place? Like you're crazy. Like I was lying. Or then everyone on the other side was like, why did you support him now? Like what was that?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I remember
He
like
put
showing
you
up
in
to
like
parties.
a really crazy position.
He did, and I was
did.
like, you know, and of course like that was I did that. But here I
But
am
I don't
thinking
even-
like I'm saving the situation now. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing this for your forgiveness. Like I'll do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Like I don't think that was your fault to be put in that. Like he put you in that
He-
position.
he
Like,
wanted me to seem cuckoo. Like
Yeah,
he wanted
you
me
to seem
Absolutely.
unreliable.
Exactly.
So that,
Yeah.
you know. No,
'Cause-
it's just like it's
yeah.
like the deviousness of like knowing exactly what to ask you to do to make you seem a certain way is like actually like you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like I think about certain guys that I knew too who would do certain things like that where they would be able to manipulate something socially where I'm like, you're a psychopath. You're literally a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I actually cannot believe
and at this
you.
point, like I don't think that any of this abuse is happening to me. Like I think that like we just have like a special relationship and like things are different with us. Like even though like we're not actually dating and you're not actually like I know you're not being loyal to me. But I'm like holding on to this hope that he's like dangling over my head, like maybe one day. And then after this happened, it was kind of just like, now it was like the thing that kept me hooked. Like, well, if you didn't do that, like we would have been together like right now. Or it would have been you, like if it was, you know?
so evil.
I
Like,
know.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's like I can't believe you actually think those thoughts and then say them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And like
whatever.
even as you're talking about this, I'm like literally like I'm thinking about like men I knew in high school too that I was like insatiably down bad for, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like they're all like little like puppet masters. Like they all actually like does like the teenage like chemicals and like the horniness just like make you into a terrible person.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Because
Are
like
you
I feel
literally
like
evil,
they
like-
kind of like mellow out over time, but like at like 15, 16, there are some psychopaths.
Yeah,
in the building.
and it's interesting too because this went on, like he became a big part of my life like when I started high school in grade 9, and I didn't stop having him in my life until probably like I think it was really COVID that like shut it down. Like I think if COVID didn't happen, I could have still been talking to him at this point. Like things wouldn't have played out the same way. Like when you like literally just don't have access to somebody. Like yeah.
No, it was good. It's just like you made it seem when you explained it to me kind of like it was like a hard stop, and then it was like
Because
like,
around that time it was like hard stop, and I started to become closer with my friend Alexis, who also has a history with him. And between our conversations, like that was the first time I realized, oh, this is not like a normal relationship, and this is not healthy, and this is also something that's happening to multiple other people that I know. And it's sexual abuse is what it is.
yeah.
Like you're using something that puts me in a vulnerable position to get what you want, and then what am I really like left with? It's
It's
but
just
you know,
like,
I didn't know. Like to me, that was never even
Exactly.
even though I knew that he was capable of these things. Like I never thought to myself like, oh, this is happening to me. Like I'm in a bad position right now.
No, I know. And they also like don't really make it that clear, like when they like again like warn you of guys. They don't make
Yeah.
it that clear that there's more like there's like other nuances of like evil that they're capable of.
Yeah,
Like
because when somebody talks to you about rape, it's like you think someone from the street is like throwing you in their car and like
Yeah.
doing some fuck shit.
Yeah,
like
and-
no one has ever at any point said to me, someone who you love and trust and think wants the world for you is capable of doing that. Like, even if you like, or even nobody ever had the conversation with me, like, when you're having sex, when you say no at first and then you give into it, that means that, you know, that's what that is. Like, nobody ever said to you, it's just like, this is what he wants, and it would make him like me more, maybe, even though I don't really want to do this, and then it just gets forced on you.
No, like, so many girls you become
like,
have that like exact same experience, and it's like, oh, like, you guys like actually like like nobody teaches you that shit.
I know, and then everyone gets kind of thrown in that position because you're gonna be thrown in that position, like, in your life,
and then everybody like freaks the fuck out when you like realize it and you start to speak your truth, and it's like,
oh, like, and you think you're gonna be like a nuisance or something. Like, oh my god, like, now I'm gonna be seen as like annoying or a bitch because I said no. Like, oh my god, like, now I can't. I don't. You're taught to like not start any problems for your whole life and be dainty and be sweet and be polite and be, you know.
No,
give somebody you love what they want.
No, exactly.
And it's but at this point in time, like 2020, you kind of knew
COVID
something was up.
Yeah, because I started to have the conversations with Alexis, and it was like, that's when I realized this is more than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And then we kind of, COVID went on, lockdown went on, and we were having more and more conversations where I started to like really feel okay. And then I think it was probably July, so like almost 3 years ago around this time, where another girl came out on Instagram and said that my first boyfriend did something to her. And she started having those conversations, and it started being posted, and it started going and whatever, and kind of getting everywhere all over Instagram. And at that point, like, I think Alexis and I kind of looked at each other and we were like, good, like, this needs to be happening, but we can't talk about one without talking about the other. You know, like, this is like the time to like, if people are talking about this now, like, it's time to talk about the real, like, not that that's not, you know what I mean, like, it's time to get it's time to get into it. So I think we both ended up making statements, and then as soon as that happened, there was like, I think maybe like a dozen people who maybe came forward and were like, damn, he did something weird to me, or he kind of kept me in this abusive cycle, or forced himself onto me, or whatever. And then it kind of got to the point, it really got to the point where it was like every single story post, like, during those few days was like somebody reposting. Like, it kind of blew up. It ended up being on like iHeartRadio and like Blog TO and stuff.
Damn.
And it was really, really big. And then at that point, it was kind of like, it wasn't really going anywhere. Like, I feel like some of his friends like sent us like cease and desists or whatever, but he never really said anything except like posted some like half-ass apology on his Instagram that's like not there anymore. And
no, I mean, and I think at this point too, like, he did have a following. Like, he like,
yeah, like, I think he had like 10K or something.
It was and
and then he lost a lot of followers, but then it ended up being like nothing was really happening, and so I took it upon myself to like make a petition to get dropped from his label, which I don't know that people really know that. But for me, I guess it was kind of like, I feel like he took a lot away from me, and I'm taking it back from you.
As you fucking should.
Literally.
Like,
no, it's just like, it like is not like, you do not need to be doing that. Like, you do not need to be having a career and having done all of that. And if he would continue to have a career, then it would enable him to do more. So it's just like,
and it ended up getting 10,000 signatures.
damn.
I signed it.
And
I remember
he was
the only thing I knew
dropped.
about at the time.
He was dropped, and now he's just like in hiding somewhere. But that was like the end of it,
Yeah.
which is like why I'm really excited to like be here today to talk about it, because I've never really had a chance to talk about it other than that kind of week where that was all going on. And the fact that he's like just out there like wandering the streets is like a little
So
crazy
like,
to me.
how do you feel now? Like, how do you feel that now this all has passed and he's effectively been shut up? You know, like, what does it feel like?
I mean, I guess there was a little bit of relief, like, when it happened. Like, something finally was done. Finally, somebody said something after years of adults and teachers and parents knowing what he was capable of, including his own parents. Like,
Crazy.
And nothing happening and nobody really caring to listen. And then finally, it was like, there was like an outpour of people who had either like cut me off for him, or like were my friends and I introduced them to him, and then like he kind of convinced them that I was like out of it, and then like who came to me and started apologizing. But it's like not until like I was talking about it before then, but you guys didn't want to apologize until it was like made public that there was something going on.
So all of this stuff like happened during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so long.
Yeah.
For like,
I know, for him to be gallivanting like that, like it's ridiculous.
does he still have like followers or like?
He
is
does,
he
but he
still, like,
doesn't. He doesn't post. But then like the first boyfriend ended up getting charged, but he went into like real hiding. Like he never tried to like become a part of society again, which I feel like is respectable. Like go and
Yeah.
Which for me, I feel like with the first guy, I knew his family. I saw how he grew up. Like I knew him really well, and I can see how he got to point A to point B. It's like I you can see when the monster is created, I guess. Whereas with the second guy in question, it's like I don't know if he feels empathy. Like I couldn't tell you.
But that's like psychopath behavior.
No,
it's
actually.
like no empathy is like a key like like sociopath like tendency.
Not us being Shane Dawson.
Yeah. Oh no.
Conspiracy.
But like it is very like
Yeah, no, and like so there's relief in that sense that I feel like I kind of got to like sucker punch him. Like I hit him where it hurts. I know that.
Yeah.
I feel like there is though like a lot of people who are going to be able to relate to like that dynamic in high school. For you, it was a different story because he was like he had different connections and things like that.
There was a power imbalance, like for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as like you were talking. Like I feel like there are multiple people in Toronto who are like up and coming who have that same kind of vibe.
And it's like
and like I'm not sure if you know who I'm talking about. There's another like actor who like has like the same.
And I knew him too, so isn't that funny?
Oh really?
Yes, you knew. Yes, yeah. I remember.
Apparently, I'm just like the magnet for fucked up people in Toronto. I don't know what it is.
Like really, and
like
it's the
even
question.
like other ones too. Like I can't remember names specifically, but I even like a lot of girls I know who like born and raised in Toronto all had like psycho.
And it's like, is it Toronto or is it like I don't know? Is it a city thing? Like,
but it's interesting too because at the high school that I went to, where all of these boys spawned from, there's been 2 teachers who have been accused of really gruesome things.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so it's like,
yeah,
what is going on at the school?
Yeah,
I've always thought people should do a deep dive on that.
Yeah, they should.
I know
that
really is that's something
part.
in itself. Like we really had to consider the what we're gonna say about the school and all that stuff like that.
No,
but I think like if facts are facts, like look up the articles. Like you will know.
Yeah, it's all
like,
on the internet.
It's all on the internet.
Exactly.
Like if you really want to, you could figure it out. But
I don't think we're saying anything.
We're not saying.
I'm not gonna
anything
implicate myself.
Yeah, we're
right
not gonna
now.
get
Actually, guys, don't sue us.
Don't sue us
because we're
look
literally
at
just
this
spitting
face.
facts.
Look at these faces. Would you sue us?
No, they would.
They've tried.
They would.
They've already tried.
They would try.
They've already tried.
Yeah.
No, actually, they've already tried.
They have already tried.
No,
So real.
yeah.
But like to me, it doesn't ever really feel over. Like like obviously it's the hard part's over, but it's like, was justice like served? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Will I ever like feel settled about it? Like I don't know. It's like something that is always in my head all the time.
With things like that, it's like, yeah, like you can do whatever. You can get like criminal justice on them, or you could get like other justice on them. But it feels like it's like still like kind of stuck with you like forever.
Yeah.
It is. It's like something you always have to like flash back to because it does for me feel like in a way he took a part of my childhood, like the last kind of pieces that I had of being naive and being a kid and being, just like you took like a piece of my girlhood away.
Right.
And I'm not going to get that back. Like I'm not going to get the 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years, like those years of my life back.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm just trying to be as good as I can today because there's a lot of shame. There is a lot of shame. Because it's a very weird situation, especially when sometimes it feels like you put yourself in it. But then you have to look and be like,
a lot of people
in reality, no.
Yeah, they're ready to blame you. People are ready to blame you in that situation, but
people are still ready to blame me. I think.
I know.
Like I think he did a really good job at trying to like make me seem crazy.
Yeah, he really did try his best to make you seem unreliable, but it's like I'm glad that you did what you did.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did what I did too. I don't have any regrets about it.
No, literally.
That was like a big blow to me for sure. Like it took away like my want to like be creative and like do something, because it felt like I wasn't like capable.
Yeah.
But then
but now I feel like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, but no,
like,
I feel like I'm finally like coming into a space where I'm like have started to move on from these things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I there's good in me.
No,
I swear.
there is like you're capable of so many amazing artist things.
Thank you.
Artist things.
Thanks.
But, you know, it's for real. Like I see her photos that she does for school, and I'm like, dude, like, because I suck at photography, and you're like, oh my god, I just did this, and I'm like, girl.
I'm definitely like, I took a blow to the ego for sure. Like when all this went down.
Yeah, but
now
don't
it's
let
like,
that the blows to your artistic ego when you're like a teenager.
I just
will ruin you. For
It's
some
true.
reason.
I just try to remember that like the emotionalness and the my passion was like something that these people like tried to use against me. But being emotional and being passionate is such an asset, and it's such a great quality to have, and I would only want people in my life who are passionate and emotional and like in tune with themselves. So I tried to flip it around and like not let them make me feel bad about that.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's such a good way to look at it.
I know.
I'm just like,
I know.
I'm like,
why
really
wouldn't you want to be emotional and passionate?
No, like looking, like hearing like the whole like arc of everything. I'm like, I'm so proud.
It's
of
cute.
Maeve. Like, that's so cute. Like I love that. What's the world of Maeve like?
The world of Maeve now. I'm a student at Ryerson or TMU, as you know they like to call it. I'm in for fashion. I'm going into my third year.
Yes.
I'm really enjoying it.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
living in the city. Yeah, I'm trying to live my best life. I'm trying to move on.
Are you like styling?
No, I mean I kind of went into it like trying to see like what am I going to be drawn to? Like what am I going to like? Like no real direction or path. But now I'm starting to think like I really want to do something within the realms of creative direction. Like I feel like we've talked about this where like I literally just want to be a vibe curator. Like I feel like I could just
completely understand that.
Yeah.
As somebody who's literally in school for curation, like, that's exactly what.
Yeah, like something like I
for.
see myself working for like a magazine or a brand or something. And I also really enjoy photography as well. I just like to like make my own scene. Like I'll style it, I'll edit it, I'll take it. I like to just, you know, fuck around.
Love that. No, and I love the things that you do. They're They're very lit. We're gonna do rapid fire questions.
I'm gonna ask Maeve a bunch of rapid fire questions because I have a short attention span and I can't listen for very long, and I need to get to know her more. I was gonna ask you, where were you when you found out Zayn left One Direction?
Good question. I was at school. And I also during this time like had a One Direction Instagram and Twitter.
Oh
like, I was like a big Directioner, and I was devastated.
Yeah.
Like or maybe I got home from school like after I had like Wi-Fi and my iPod, and I was like,
oh my god,
the end of the world.
I like was also, I don't remember if this was in my teasing this. I had a homeschool era. I don't remember if this was my homeschool era.
Homeschooler?
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
Oh my
we'll
God.
get into it in another episode. Yeah. I don't remember if this was when I was in school or not, or if I was like taking. I don't remember, but I wasn't at school, and then my best friend was at school, and then she was like, "Go on Twitter," and then she had to leave school during lunch because you could leave school at that point. And then it was raining, and we ran to like hug it. Like I don't know, was it raining for you? I feel like it was like raining.
I wouldn't remember.
I don't remember.
But what year? That's like 2015.
Yeah,
So I'm like 13 years old.
I was also,
Wow.
yeah. Are you're 01?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're the same age.
Really
So what's that? That's like 8th grade or something.
Yeah, it was grade 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy
That was in
crazy
7th
moment.
grade. There was a lot of other things going on for me in 7th grade.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
they got swept under the rug, but
I just wrote down like fun, like random little questions.
I love it.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way the universe is like as massive as it is and there's nothing living out there. Like even if they're like little blobs, like they're still alive.
Exactly.
100%.
no, there literally is aliens. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like,
And they're like wandering
alien
around right
superstar.
now. Like They're
like the snake people, like you know how like people think like Mark
oh
Zuckerberg
yeah,
is like
people,
a snake
yeah, people
human or
say like
something.
Obama
The
was
reptile people.
yeah, a reptile. And like
They're out there.
do you remember those videos where they would like edit like Justin Bieber's eyes? to
Oh
look
my
like-
God, yeah.
I remember that. I took that so seriously. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's an alien.
No,
like, I
literally.
really believe that.
He's just a guy from Stratford. Like
So he's
That's
an it.
crazy.
yeah,
He's a freak.
he's a freak.
Yeah.
We'll have Justin on the pod soon.
No, yeah, big believer over here.
Yeah, some
not anymore.
right. What's your screen time?
My screen time. Should I like pull it up?
Yeah.
I'm passing my phone. It's like right there.
Let's see. I'm actually
'Cause
curious.
I mean, I actually
I need to
spend
know
a
what
lot of
mine
time.
is too because like I know that it's going to be really humbling for myself personally.
Daily average is 3 hours and 27 minutes.
That's
okay.
like not even that
That's
bad.
really good. That's
But
mine's
it's like
gonna
I
be
think it's it
way
went up to
worse.
4.
4.
Yeah,
it's like
most of it is
loading.
TikTok, to be honest.
Okay, I get that. I can't. You read yours because I'm a boomer and I can't see.
Oh,
it.
it just 3 hours and 20 minutes, so the same.
Yeah. It's like 2 hours of that
Because
is
we
TikTok.
are sitting
And
in our
Twitter.
house on our like couch, just going through TikToks together.
Real.
It's true. Or if we're not together, I'm just on Twitter or TikTok sending you mass things.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Like,
funny, send, funny, send.
that
like,
we
that's
work
just
it up
me.
like, oh, let me see what she said.
Yeah.
like
Mine's 3 hours and 14 minutes.
okay, so we're all
We're not,
like
like,
the
that
same
bad.
thing.
of
That's
fucked.
that makes me feel a lot better because I was
Yeah.
really scared it was going to be like 7 hours.
No, I've definitely been there.
I've reached 7, 8, 9 hours probably like during COVID, like maybe
For
even
sure.
10. Like
So what else was there to do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
actually go on iPhone. That is
Yeah.
literally it.
When was the last time you washed your sheets?
Wash my sheets.
Yeah.
That's actually a good question. Like probably
Did it
last week.
recently, yeah.
Like last week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
when Maeve
I'm
washes her
actually
sheets,
quite good.
she does not put them back on for a little bit.
Oh my god, because I'm just so bad. I'm so lazy at
I've
putting my
done
sheets on.
that
Like I
too.
will sleep on the mattress for like 3 days.
Yeah,
before I
no,
put the sheets on.
I'm really I'm like with the pillowcases.
Yeah.
Like I'm like if I wash the pillowcases, like they're not going. Like I'll have like a bare
it's just
pillow.
like I have to like find a sliver of my day where I actually feel
yeah. Once
like,
I feel
full of
Sometimes
life.
it really is not the vibe to
Yeah.
for me to be putting this fitted sheet on.
like I think
right
I'm gonna
now.
stretch over here and now I'm gonna roll over this side and do this.
Yeah,
And
like-
no, not happening.
disgusting. And what's your favorite Taylor Swift album?
That's a good one. I'm gonna have to say Folklore and Evermore just because like they mean so much to me. Like
That's true.
she wrote those for me. Well,
Yeah.
they're like they're sisters, so they have
That's so true. I agree with that. I think it depends.
But I also like I also love 1989. I love Reputation and I love
Yeah.
Red.
No, it's,
1989
like,
is
it's
just-
hard to
and Lover. Like guys,
Yeah.
I just and Speak Now. Like I can't choose.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite vault track off of
All of
Speak
the
Now?
or of the Speak Now. Probably
Of
I
the
Can See You.
I agree.
It was pretty.
yeah.
That was like
Let's
a
talk
cunty
about
one.
the I can see youification of all the Julian Baker edits.
Oh.
I get 6 to 7.
Is it
Julian
an edit
Baker
song
edits.
already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but specifically for Julian Baker.
I
Because
love
I
that.
kind of I get it. Like I did see that for
Yeah.
her.
I'm just waiting for more Midgeleny.
It's that
edits to
picture
come
where
out.
she's
They
like
need to
this.
start. Yeah.
And
It is
Speak
that
Now.
picture. Yeah,
That's so
No,
funny.
exactly.
Sorry, my mic's not on. I don't know if that matters. Why don't you guys do the little media thing? Why not ask Maeve?
Yes. So we do like we say like our favorite things that we've been listening to or watching or like
Yeah. Or like
Yeah.
movies, TV, music.
Well, I've been watching Desperate Housewives.
yes.
It's really good. It's like
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
Little Liars for adults.
Because you're having a
so
phase where you're
good.
watching Pretty Little Liars and you're like explaining to me like and
It's
then A
so
and
crazy.
then this and I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, I never watched.
No,
it.
and Desperate
But when you
Housewives
explain
is
it to me-
actually like, I mean, Pretty Little Liars is messy. Like if you're into
Yeah.
messy, like go for that. But if you're into like
Real.
real, like oh my god, the housewives, like
Yeah.
they be killing bitches and shit.
Do you
like,
watch? Do you watch Vanderpump Rules at all?
No.
Oh, damn. Always looking for somebody.
Yeah. And what else? I'm listening to. Should I pull up my like playlist?
Yeah, you can look at it. I didn't even get to look at mine last
Yeah,
time.
I need to take a look because I've been kind of just like, I think I'm just gonna say like the songs of the summer, like
Crush by Ethel King.
like
Oh, hell yeah.
I was literally gonna say
That is
American
my
Teenager by
song.
Ethel Kane.
no,
Like,
literally. I think my number one song is Thoroughfare. of the year.
Really?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
like quickly
Like as
skyrocketed.
soon like
Yeah.
you introduced me to Ethel Cain, and now it's just like I'm
Yeah.
a different person because of it.
No, you
No,
also
and then we
introduced
met
me to
her.
We're
Ethel
talking. You know what a
Cain.
great question is?
What?
Is like you know those? So we go on TikTok and we look at these like girls who like go into alternate realities, and then we see that they have an alternate reality where they're a rock star or whatever. They're like, these are the songs I wrote in my alternate
Oh
reality.
yeah. What songs
So-
I would have like if I
Yeah.
could take other people's songs and pretend I wrote them? Like what would
Yes.
they be?
And you said
Thoroughfare.
Yeah, you said
and
something
Liability
Thoroughfare.
by Lord.
I believe in that. I think that that's so you. Yeah.
My Tears Ricochet, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yep.
What else? Ooh, this is a good question. Night Shift, Lucy Dacus. Dacus.
Damn, you
Yeah.
took it.
Damn.
Yeah, no, because that is actually me.
No, like, that's gonna be our like guest edition of Media of the Week. Is also
Yeah.
what did you
song?
write?
What would yours be?
I have a list.
Yeah. I think right.
We're gonna get copyright stricken.
My bad. I think my media of the week is gonna be though not that one because I don't want people to know about that.
We proudly gatekeep on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Man and Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah,
I-
we were having what were we playing? We were playing like
Guess
Guess That
Rock
Song.
and they came on and I'm like, this is so good.
Yeah.
And also Mean Taylor's version because I love that song. It is so good.
This is my media of the week. It's called Le Fleurs by Minnie Riperton.
Okay.
I've been like listening to this song.
Okay.
Can I put it on the big screen?
There you go.
If you can see it.
Yeah, so okay. Yeah, no.
Good track, guys. Good
Yup.
track.
Yeah, I think my media. I think it's also gonna be like Ethel Cain. Like just listen
Crushes
to
in rotation. Like
listen to
every
Preacher's
seconds.
Daughter. Listen to the whole album, top to bottom.
Yeah.
But also don't because we want a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
No, she's actually like actively being let out the gate. Like
Yeah.
I it's so
It might be out
We
of our
can
hands
spread the
now.
gospel to a select few because there are only
The people who are watching this, like
the
they're
gospel
allowed.
of
yeah,
Cain.
the gospel of Cain, and it's like only a few of you guys are gonna get it. Not
Yeah. If
everyone's
you get it,
gonna
you get it.
I have I made a playlist of all the songs that I think I would have written in my DR.
I gotta do that.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Mariner's Apartment Complex,
Yeah.
Lana's Del Rey.
Yeah,
I just said Lana's Del Rey.
Lana's Del
Del
Rey.
Rey.
So on the top of the list we have All My Own Stunts by Arctic Monkeys. I would perform that song like literally they perform. Is it Salt in the Wound at the end of
Salt in the
Yeah.
Wound.
Salt in the Wound.
I would perform that. That would get people like bitches on Twitter going nuts like that in my DR. Anyways, Undressed by Pretty Sick, Science Fiction by Arctic Monkeys because I actually did write that. Like listen to it. Like it's actually insane that it exists.
Yeah.
God is a Circle by Eve's Tumor because I want to scream. Off to the Races.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
Damn.
I did write Off to the Races.
Yeah.
Dealer by Lana Del Rey because it has
true.
Maeve Casaletto with it as well.
So true.
And Potion Approaching by Arctic Monkeys. Sorry, there's
What
so many
are
Arctic
Arctic
Monkeys.
Monkeys?
There is because
There
like
is
he
a
just says
lot.
what I think.
I
feel
right
that.
off the bat, I think like Wichita Lineman by Glenn Campbell.
Yep.
Yeah, that and Georgia by Phoebe Bridgers.
Ooh.
You should make a.
I will.
a
I'll
list.
next week. I'll come back with a more suffice list of
I
what
just
my
always think Thoroughfare would be like so fun to perform.
Oh,
like
yeah.
to just like go
Would
on
be.
that whole
It was
like
it's a
8-minute
story.
journey.
Yeah,
like,
I know. It's like
it's
a whole
crazy.
story.
need like a good song. Oh, All I Wanted by Paramore.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
No, I wanted to be a pop star so bad. when I
Oh
was a
yeah,
kid.
We
no.
literally
This
talked
is a
about that. Yeah.
common.
I
theme,
still wish
like,
I was in a girl band. Do you guys want to start a girl band?
We should start a girl band.
girl band. Actually,
You
which
guys
means
just-
we're gonna get dressed up to go to karaoke to.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, when are we gonna do that?
That's actually coming soon.
We need to
Wait,
like dress
it's like
up like Guitar Hero.
That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so down
finally
for
someone
that.
who gets
No,
it.
literally somebody gets it. I'm so down for that. It's
Yeah.
like the insatiable need to be a pop star is just
Yeah.
it's just so deep.
That was me and Maeve in my basement.
No, it's
American
true.
Idol.
What was your like favorite rock band song to do?
Ooh,
I really
recently
when I was a kid,
replayed
I
it.
loved "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." Like that was my song. I came home and like sang it for like weeks after I played it once.
I liked. Oh my god, what is that one called? Teenage Riot. And that one. That's What You Get by Paramore.
That's a really
so
good one.
true. I like That's Not My Name.
And I also had Guitar Hero Live, the version with Are You Mine on it and Chocolate. And I played those two songs over and over again.
It's probably a relic. You can
No,
probably
that-
sell that for
It wasn't that
multi-million
long ago.
dollars.
Yeah,
It was literally it was like 2015, and I was like a teenager. I wasn't even like a delusional kid anymore. I was a teenager. I got it for Christmas. I went downstairs and played Are You Mine 45 billion times.
As you should.
Like,
As you
that's the only one I
should.
literally did, and I was like, I'm in the band. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I love
in the
it.
band.
No. Okay, so our band is coming soon.
Yeah, band
Yeah,
coming soon.
just stay on the lookout.
And you'll see us. We're gonna be big.
We will.
But thank you for
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much.
Thank you for having
And
me.
thank you for telling us everything.
Yeah.
And
Of course. I hope it's hope you guys like it.
honestly,
We
it
do.
was really nice to talk about everything.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really crazy. Like
We had some real girlhood moments.
We
yeah,
really did.
we did.
And we talked.
You guys were connected for life, blood
literally.
sisters.
We
blood
talked
brothers,
for an hour
whatever.
and 7 minutes. Like that's our longest episode yet.
Yeah.
Was. It's so nice talking with you.
Give it up for the Maeveisode, guys.
Yes, we did it.
We did the Maeveisode.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alright.
We still don't know how to end this thing.
Yeah, we don't know how to end it. Follow all of us on Instagram,
Yep.
I guess.
We'll see y'all later.
We'll see you later. Bye.
You are listening to Endless, Nameless.